Hey everybody, welcome back to Author AK. I'm Travis Davis. Today we have Karen Gruber, who is going to talk a little bit about her book, but we're really going to talk about her coaching uh, and how she wants to help people. And we're going to let her take it from there. And of course, I'll interject myself through the conversation, ask some questions, but we really want to be able to her to expound on how's her coaching and her beliefs and things, and that's what we're all about. So, Karen, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Karen Gruber. I'm an international business coach for spiritual entrepreneurs, transformational coaches, and healers. And in my business journey, I did end up writing a book. It is a novel. Absolutely in love with it. It has hit the bestseller list on Amazon in 6 different categories. Published during COVID.
That's inspirational in itself, by the way.
Yes, well, it was very anticlimactic because I had all these visions of a big launch party, and it was going to be
Who doesn't?
It was
I
going
bought
to
a
be
tuxedo.
so exciting. Did you?
No, I didn't.
And so it was kind of like, when you hit the publish button. But I kept getting great feedback on it, and I thought, well, there's something here. So in my typical fashion, sometimes I tend to overdo, but I was thinking, oh gosh, maybe this could win an award. And so I submitted to multiple media outlets and things for awards. I ended up getting 16 for the book.
Oh, wow.
8 of them were first place. And it really gave me a sense of validation that there's something here. There's something important that is being told through the story. And it really just even like made me double down that everyone has something to share in this world. Everyone has something to say that is important in this world. And even if it just touches one other person, it is worth all the work.
Yep. Excellent. So explain. I know the coaching, business coaching, and I get all that.
Yeah.
So the other transformational, and who do you have like a vertical market you go after, or is it very horizontal? It depends on the business. It depends on if it's female or male ran company or public, private versus whatever.
Yeah. So these are typically 99% of my clientele are solopreneurs or women. Again, like 95% of my clientele is women. And they are looking to either generate additional income for their families, or they're so fed up with their soul-sucking jobs that they want to do something full-time. Yes.
You walk out of courts.
What a pity that anybody has to spend any time there. So teaching them how to generate an income, generate and handle their finances so that they have choices. We all need choices, and we're here and now, and our currency is money, so we need to know how to make it.
So do you find that the folks that you're interacting with, are they serial entrepreneurs, or they're like, this is my first time, last few years have just been horrid. And I want to be able to have I want to set the direction for my life and to help and leave a legacy for my family versus getting somebody else rich, the company going public, and you don't get squat.
Yeah, no, these are not the serial entrepreneurs. They are very much heart-centered. Like, there's got to be something better out there for me. This is, like you just said, the legacy that I want to leave for my family. And I want to be able to send them to private schools if I so choose, or I want to have fabulous adventures and experiences and travel, or whatever it is for somebody, so that they can have the life for their family that they envision, that they dream about, that they want so very badly.
Yeah, I mean, I see it. I'm an entrepreneur. I've started couple companies,
Yep.
written a few books, do this podcast. For some reason, I haven't made a lot of money off any of them. So it's not really
It'll
about the money.
come.
I don't care. I
You're
have,
very industrious.
I have, people say I have no concept for money. So, I don't really care. So you find these folks that are, and I tell you, if people, if you have not ever started a company, or it doesn't even have to be, if you've thought of a product or anything that nobody else has ever thought of, and you decide to put that on the market, it's not for the faint at heart,
No.
right? And it'll take some money. It takes a lot of marketing. It takes a lot of personality. And it's just really, and you got to surround yourself with positive people, because negative people will suck your soul dry.
Yeah.
So I think that's important. So what do you have, like steps that you go through, or is it like a methodology that you use to be able to help these folks really nurture them and let them become from a seed to a flower?
Yes. That is a great question, and one that is so important, because there are so many, I'm going to say, business type coaches out there who propose and tout that you can be a millionaire overnight and you just need this flashy thing or that flashy thing. And really, it is the fundamentals. Like coaching in particular is the one industry that I've run into where people are so fly by the seat of their pants, no business plan, no concept of the marketing that you're referring to that goes into it. Like, people are just going to find me and I'm going to make, oodles and oodles of money and it's going to be great. But the reality is,
I was guilty of that.
I think I was too at one point.
Hell, I still might be.
Well, they make it look so easy, and if you can't, and if you can't do it, you're just an idiot.
Yeah.
But it really is the foundational pieces. So I take my clients through the steps, being the vision. Like, what is the vision? Who do you want to work with? What is it that you're here to do? What do you want to do? What do you want it to look like? How do you want to feel when you're doing it? What do you want to experience from this opportunity? To then identifying who it is they're going to work with. You really, we've heard it ad nauseum, but you need to have an ideal client. That doesn't mean that other people aren't going to come into your world, but you need to know who you're talking to so it sounds special, and that you care enough to hold that space for them. Then looking at their offers, their pricing structure, how one offer leads to the next, to the messaging. In my world, the spiritual world, like, everybody wants to talk about the process and the massage or the Reiki or the meditations, and it's so beautiful, and it is a beautiful process. But people who are looking to buy don't give a hoot about the process. They want to know what you can do for them. What is the tangible outcome? What is the benefit? And so many of my people get tripped up there because they're talking about the process and the methodology as opposed to what people will pay for. And so that's the biggest thing that we focus on. And then from there, they learn marketing and sales. And like, it's a very step-by-step deal. But then you have a foundation that you can apply for the rest of your life, for an individual product, for a book, for another service, for a whole nother business, whatever floats your boat.
I tell folks that each book that you write is a business, and that business needs to have a business plan, and that business plan has to incorporate, marketing, a budget, what's your end goal, right?
Yeah.
Where do you want it to be, and then how do you get there? Now that's getting there from the different marketing aspects of the marketing a book, which there's got to be a Wizard of Oz out there somewhere, or how much time do you take a day to market. And how long do you market a book? And I've talked to a lot of authors. Now, I had one great advice from one. He goes, I spend an hour a day marketing, right? You got to market an hour a day, however that is. And then, the other is that you've really got to hone, you got to know your audience.
Yep.
For example, I mean, I wrote a World War I historical fiction book.
I
And,
love historical fiction.
and I know based on by doing book signings,
Uh-huh.
that 80% of my audience are middle-aged women that buy the book.
Very
Now, they
interesting.
could be buying it for their husband or whoever, father, whoever, but that's who's buying the book. And you've got to have a crisp, succinct elevator pitch. 30 seconds. That's, from floor to floor. And you got to be able to do that and look somebody in the eye when you're talking about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. And what do you find, what was like the biggest surprise for you when you published your first book that you were like, it's going to be this way, but then it turned out to be something totally different?
My first book, I didn't have any guidance really, which I'm a little pissed off about. But mainly myself. But that you really need to circle yourself with like people that have written books. Get their feedback. Because I've found that the writing community is amazing. It's almost like the military. Everybody is willing to help everybody because I'm not taking your reader. People are buying multiple books a year. They're buying different kind of books a year. And everybody will help everybody. I've talked to authors that sold millions of books. And I've talked to authors that sold 10 books. But everybody has the same goal, is help each other out. But I think the realization is you can put something out there, but if people don't know it's out there, they're never going to find it.
Right.
So
yeah,
do your research on keywords and covers and titles and things that are unique about your book, but other people search.
Yeah, that's great. There's so much to learn.
I mean, I've had to forget stuff to learn.
Right. We program ourselves.
I'm at that age where what? What's my name? So a client comes to you, they say, Karen, I've had this idea. I've created a company. It's maybe going for a couple years. It's level set, it's steady state, but I want to take it to the next level. But how?
Yeah, the best advice I can give is when, if you haven't already, you really, really, really need to bring in a team that can help and support you, that is paid, and really focusing on your messaging. The key really is in the messaging and who you're talking to, and again, the tangible benefit. Because if nobody understands, then nobody's going to buy.
Yeah. So explain this spiritualness. I'm fascinated by that. No matter what, I would assume what you believe in, or who you believe in, but the spirituality in everybody. Everybody needs a little something to kickstart them during the day or whatever. So explain that.
Well, I have clients that go from the realm of religious-based spirituality, Christians, Catholics, Judaism, some others that I'm drawing a blank now, all the way to just believing that there is a higher power of some sort, whether you call it universe, source, spirit, God, and the interconnectedness of it all. And that we really do, our words, our actions, the way we show up impacts everything around us. And that the belief that this higher power, this universe, is really acting, if you can put a verb to it, in our best interests. Like there is this infinite love, and our natural state is love. And when we operate from that place, when we show up as love, life is easy. I mean, we have challenges, but we get through it with ease and grace and peace, knowing that it's all going to work out for the best, even if we don't know what the best is. And that opportunities are always going to be provided to us. You know, I mean, I never dreamed that I would be on podcasts and meeting such incredible people such as yourself several years ago. It was like that wasn't even in my thing. And then being open to it, and it was like somebody invited me. I was like, oh my gosh, I really like doing this. This is fun. This is cool. I get to meet really great people. So yeah, just kind of having that belief that there's something bigger than just ourselves. So you know, it runs the whole gamut in between. And that's what I mean by spirituality.
That I've known for years what I do now and everything. I have to show them a picture of high school so they know it's me. It's unbelievable. I mean, they're like, they're scratch their head. You know, Travis? I'm like, yeah. Tell me something that nobody else knows. Oh, that is you. That is you.
Yes.
People change.
Yeah. Isn't that great?
So do you have like or Mary, do you have like one-on-ones with the entrepreneur? Do you have like with their team? And can you spot or identify somebody in the team that's like, you know, that's that may be that person may be, you know, sour grape.
On a team, in a team situation?
Yeah.
Yes. So I don't look for like a yes person, you know, that agrees with absolutely everything I say or do. Because I think divergent ideas are super helpful and all, again, part of this collectiveness and this wisdom that is out there. The sour grape for me is someone who always is coming forward with a problem and not a solution.
Oh, I was about to say that. I hate that. If you bring me a problem, you need a solution. As I tell my son, he's 27, that if you have a problem, that you better have a solution for that problem, or at least an idea for the solution.
At least
and
the
let them
idea.
brainstorm it.
Yes, exactly. Not just this sucks, that sucks, this is awful, this is horrible, blah, blah, blah. But okay, the awareness is good, but now what are you thinking about that? Well, how do you want it to see change? What would you like instead? That I love. But don't just come to me with a problem or complaining or bitching, moaning, all of that. That to me is a sour grape.
I'm not much into that at all.
Yeah.
So are your coaching, is it remote? Is it on site? Do you do both? It depends on where somebody's at. I mean, how does that work?
Yeah, well, I will tell you that I have a love-hate relationship with the online world. I love it because it has expanded my market dramatically. I just did a writing group where we have our retreat this weekend to culminate with the finalize of the manuscript. And I have a person from Ireland and 2 women from Sweden, which I never would have been able to have those interactions with.
Right.
I miss the hugging. I miss the hugs and the high fives and the, just the being in the physical energy. But most of my work now is remote. And that all came about for, I think, pretty much for everybody because of COVID. But I'm okay with that. It's not the end of the world. I am bringing in live retreats where we're going to go on location somewhere and get to be in person and those kinds of things. But like everyday coaching and courses and stuff, all online.
Excellent. Yeah, I think that a lot of people miss that interaction. And I think a generation is actually missing out on those interpersonal skills to be able to understand body language, or you get a lot of the facial things, but how somebody moves around, right? It's just not the facial expressions, it's their total body language of somebody moving around or being able to become extrovert. Like, a lot of writers are probably introverts, right? Because they tell their story in a book, and they keep to themselves a lot. Where I'm
Right.
completely the opposite. I'm an
Yeah.
extrovert. Because I had to.
Yeah.
I was in my dad was in the Air Force. I moved every 3 years. You got to make new friends every 3 years.
Oh, wow. Yes, that is
So
a
I have no
skill.
problem making friends, but that is, I think that this generation or a generation that is going to come very evident.
It is. And we have a 15-year-old daughter. And I remember when, everybody went online for the classrooms and stuff and I'm like, she's coming of age.
Yeah,
And
teenage.
I'm like, you can't flirt on Zoom,
No,
with the whole room watching. It's like, gosh, and
unless you work for CNN. And so you just don't flirt. You
yeah,
just are out there.
yeah. So it's just like they are missing out, like you're saying, on so many of those aspects. So
Do you find it is a generational, your customer generational, or when you talk, spirituality? I mean, I'm 65, right? So it's like, okay, or do the older, or is it generational people? Okay, I want to get into the spirituality of meditating, right? I I have a hard time just relaxing, and I think
Yeah.
that's from the military aspect of it.
Mm.
But so how do you find it like for some people are more perceptive to the spiritualness and the relaxation or the work ethics than other generations, or men, women, or whoever?
I think it is generational in the sense that most human beings have a very similar process through their lives. And I think as we mature, as we age, we have a little bit more of the luxury of time to reflect and be like, okay, maybe it wasn't all about the money. Maybe it really is about connection and making a difference. And now is my time to do that. I don't know that it's any better or any worse. I think it just takes time. I think there are very few 20-year-olds. I've encountered a few and they're quite remarkable. But I think, and I don't mean like this generation of 20-year-olds. I'm talking any 20-year-old at any given point in time where their focus is on going inward and how can I make a difference and what is the meaning of life? Why am I here? What should I contribute? Yeah, I think it really is, for the most part, age maturity kind of process.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the things that you seem of value early on are not necessarily the things that you see value in now at an older age.
Exactly.
Or the things you want to get out of life, or things you want to be able to leave, or anything that you can look back on. And so, would I've done anything different? Yeah, a few things probably, but I'm at where I'm at. That's like, there's a thing in the Army, you could have a second lieutenant, 4 years of college, best, college, West Point, whatever. They have me, high school dropout, and we're in the exact same place, at the exact same time.
Yeah.
And typically I would, he's 76, and I would be nurturing him. This is a kind word I'm using right now, nurturing him.
Okay.
To be a leader. So
yeah.
so I think you have to take advantage of things that are given to you, but things that you've worked for.
Yeah.
To the utmost.
And every single, I used to live in regret, like, oh, if I had only known this, or I hadn't done that, or what. But everything that I've experienced and done and said or whatever has made me the woman that I am today.
Exactly.
And I love this person. I'm very excited for her and what's next.
Right.
So if I didn't have all that stuff, I might be a very, very different person, and I may not like her as much. Who knows?
Well, who knows? So tell us about a typical interaction with somebody. How do you you got like probing questions? Do you send out like, here, please fill this out, let me get back, and then because now, okay, you're looking for just certain characteristics. So what's kind of a sample of that?
The first thing I ever do with anybody when we're working together in a client container is really about the vision. Like, what is here for you? What is calling to you? What are you being pulled towards? What is it that you want? And because in my realm of coaching, like the business and the personal are so intertwined. It's not like we shut it off at 5 o'clock. And I'm not saying we work all hours of the night either, but you know, it's just there, and it's a part of us, and it's part of our expression as a human. So it really is both personal. What do you want from your life? What do you want from the business? How do you want them to be in harmony? What do you want to take away from all of this? And then once we know that, then we can start filling in all the other gaps.
Okay. Interesting. So where can people find you? How can people get a hold of you?
The best place to find me would be on either the website, KarenGruberCoaching.com.
Okay.
There's ways to contact me there. There are free gifts for you if you want to learn more about the work that I do without committing to a course or something. And the other place would be on Facebook at Karen Kraus Gruber is my personal page. And you can find me there, and we can connect via DM or whatever your pleasure is. And, you know, I would love to hear what resonated with somebody today. What are they, we've covered a lot. So what are they taking away that they can implement today, right? Because it doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. But what can you take away today? Yeah,
it's transformational. And you got to be able to, you know, a lot of folks, you know, me included, probably are spontaneous or I want it now, right? And stuff takes time. You can't have it now. And that's like I just can't buy. I don't buy layaway. So let me younger crowd. Layaway was when you went to Sears and Roebuck and you saw a bicycle that you liked, and your parents couldn't pay for it right then. So they took the bicycle and they went to a counter and gave them $20.
Yeah.
Then every month they had to pay on that bicycle till it came out of layaway. And then you were so happy, but then you forgot really why you wanted that bicycle.
Yeah.
So that's layaway.
That is so fun. I have not heard that in a while.
I have to explain stuff sometimes because you know, again, I'm a boomer, so I have to like you know, checks and stuff like that. But that's a different story.
Yeah, checks.
But Target, quit taking them, folks. So don't write a check at Target; they will not accept your check.
Is that right? I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So be careful. Take cash, credit card, something.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So you got. What if somebody wanted to read your book? Where's your book?
Okay. So my book is on Amazon. It's called When Lions Roar. Quick synopsis. It's about an American family that has to go to Africa. The husband has an assignment there, and there's the mother, father, and their daughter. And while they are there, the daughter goes missing. The mother is an alcoholic. The father is abusive. And it's really the story about this woman's reclamation and coming out of her darkness into the light, and if she's able to transform her life while she's searching for her child.
Excellent. So one more time, what's the website?
.com. And you'll see my name. Well, I think my name's in the corner there. There's the spelling.
It'll be out there.
Yeah, so KarenGruberCoaching.com. There's all kinds of great information and articles, and you can read all kinds of things if you read. There's videos to watch. It's all there.
Excellent. So I'd recommend any of you entrepreneurs, whether you're serial or your first time, you don't have to go alone because it can be a long journey and a journey of soul searching. So
Yep.
it's nice to have somebody with you that can at least help you through some of the pitfalls.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Amen to
Have a
that.
vision. Most critical. Have a vision.
Yep.
And have a plan, because it's not just a dream.
That's right.
So
You
excellent.
need the plan.
Exactly. Hey, Karen, well, it was great meeting you, and much
Thank
success.
you.
And
You
thank you very
too.
much. Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.